Welcome to the Big Three and Me. I'm your host, Akil Patterson. Remember, nothing that you hear on this show is financial advice, but it is good information. Again, my name is Akil Patterson, host of the Big Three and Me, powered by Gokhshtein Media, G Media Technologies. And we're here with Venkatesh, who is the CEO and founder of Wall Street Strategies. Venkatesh, welcome to the Big Three and Me. How are we doing, my friend?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me today, Akil, and I'm really excited to be on this interview. And yes, I'm doing really great. It's Valentine's Day, and I think the day is great as such.
I appreciate that. Well, now that it's Valentine's Day, are you doing anything special for Valentine's Day?
Me not as such, but yeah, I mean, I'm just a little workaholic. And I believe in my vision first, and then the entertainment maybe comes later on. I have all my life to enjoy, but I consider this point of my life to be dedicated to my vision and my work.
So why don't we start with that? Because obviously the Big Three talks about crypto, culture, and competition.
Yeah.
And what I'd like to always find out about first and foremost, especially when we're dealing with business professionals, is how did you find your vision? How did you find your passion to want to be in a technology world such as this? I mean, because Wall Street Strategies is you guys are doing marketing, but on top of doing marketing, you're also building out apps and creating operations for others for their success. So talk to me a little bit about how you came to be in this world.
Right. So to start, I was born and brought up in Oman, and I had a very good schooling. In Oman, everything is very disciplined and you're taught to be very punctual and organized in life. Again, after that, I went ahead and did my engineering in mechanical and information technology. Now, at that point of time in my life, I just thought that, I just have to get an IT job and I'm done for life. Yeah, I didn't have any goal or vision. And I actually didn't believe much in myself at that point of time. I was just exploring. And then I went ahead and I worked as a team analyst, as an analyst in JP Morgan Chase for TCS. And I learned how exactly a team functions and what exactly a team member is meant to, do as a team member, what exactly his roles and responsibilities should be. Now, much after that, I did, I explored the Indian market, wherein I did a course known as UPSC. Now that gave me good exposure to history, geography, economy, not the traditional way where we actually, mug up things and go and vomit it in the exam for marks. But then we had it kind of opened my mind basically on how subjects are being taught and how you implement them in life. That was a point in my life where I thought that it's not only about education, but it's all about the knowledge that you gain by implementing that education in real-time life. I went ahead and did my master's in finance and operations, and I worked as a process manager for Morgan Stanley in the commodity settlements and transactions. And at this point of time, I really thought that this is what I wanted to achieve, and I really felt that this is my ultimate goal. But then, yes, there were some things with MNCs which I was not really comfortable with. And I thought there is much more, there's much more to my life than just sticking to the corporate culture. I came to the UK in 2016 as a student, and I did venture into multiple fields at that point of time. And again, that's when I got into blockchain. I started learning about blockchain. Then came AI, machine learning, augmented reality, virtual reality, all these emerging technologies that I got exposed to. Now, when I started going to these events and, I was basically interacting and networking with people, what I learned is what is the demand in the market? What are people actually looking for? What are their pain points? What can I do to add value in their life, right? So I made a list of all the skill sets that I have, which is basically technology, as it was my background, management, which was my background, operations, which was again the course that I did in London. So I listed down like good 5 to 6 skill sets that I felt I was capable of, or they were my strengths. I started exploring them one by one. The first one was technology, which I really found to be really very interesting, because everyone is going digital now, and technology was always on the boom. Now, in 2017 and 18, I got the opportunity to work with multiple startups, and with that, where the benefit of working with startups is that you get an exposure to human resources management, you get exposure to operations, you get exposure to marketing technologies and tools, you get exposure to finance, you get you get a holistic experience of what exactly is needed to build a startup. And I was lucky enough to be associated with startups in the fintech, blockchain, gaming, and the food tech, ed tech space, which actually gave me enough exposure for me to go ahead and start Wall Street Strategies. And in the year 2018, I got a tier 1 entrepreneur, where I explored the opportunity of being sponsored by my university, Anglia Ruskin, and they actually heard they basically heard my idea and my vision, and they were really impressed. I did show them what value I could add to the UK economy, what pain points I'm going to solve for the customers in UK. Now, that is when I started providing services, and we started off initially with websites and banners and flyers and basically some small marketing activities for a few clients. And as we started to gain popularity and create a brand awareness of Wall Street, we started getting contracts for mobile applications, for software solutions in AI, machine learning, and blockchain. And much after that, I went ahead and started Wall Street Studios, which is totally into 2D, 3D game development, animated videos, augmented reality and virtual reality solutions, projection mapping, holoverse, and all these other solutions as a service. Now, it might be overwhelming because there are quite a lot of services, but like I said, I didn't go ahead and start all the services and onboard clients. I did it step after step because clients were very much impressed with my work and my service, because I was giving them a personalized touch, and because of that, they wanted me to do more, and they wanted everything in as a one-stop. And that's about how Wall Street Strategies came into picture, into existence, and how we scaled as a service company until 2020. And after that, we transitioned into products. So this is about my background. And before I think the products, I would cover it for the next question. I don't want to put everything.
No, yeah, don't jump too far ahead of me. So now we've kind of learned about your background in this space. Tell us about kind of how you were able to because it's very fascinating that your university helped you start your company. Yeah. Tell us about how a university is able to sponsor and help to support your mission, vision, and values over in the UK. I mean, here in the United States, we don't have many universities that are looking to fund our projects. So tell us about that.
Okay, so the funding part was, again, I've read all these Rich Dad, Poor Dad books, and I've attended all these big motivational speakers like Tony Robbins and a few to name. Yeah, I've learned a lot from how exactly they got to being successful. Now, success depends from person to person. Now, what they're doing in their space, probably they think that's their end point and they're successful. But in my case, I always love to explore opportunities. So, like I said, explored my skill sets. I made a roadmap. I kept numbering the number. I created an Excel where I actually kept adding all the contacts that I was building over the months, and then I created like a presentation. And now that presentation was what I went ahead and showcased to my university by telling them that, see, this is the progress that I've made over the years. This is my presentation where you can see my graph. Right in January 2017, I had like literally 20 contacts or 20 people that I networked with in events, and I've attended, let's say, 5 events. Now, by the end of 2018, that list actually grew to almost 200 plus events and nearly 2,000 to 3,000 people that I interacted with at that point of time. And I actually showcased that I basically showcased all my work with all the startups, helping them to raise money, helping them to scale from scratch, helping them build their tech, helping them to market, helping them to brand themselves, helping them with operations, helping them with financial projections. So showcasing all my skill sets in that particular presentation, showcasing my network, showcasing the clients that I could get on board for a company that I would like to start. That is what basically convinced the university. However, with funding, I did build my own network and I raised the funds. The university wasn't actually funding at that point of time, but they were ready to endorse me for my idea. And because they liked my idea, that's why they endorsed me, and I got a tier 1 graduate entrepreneur at that point of time. So that's how they supported me, and they've always been supporting me. Even now, I conduct sessions where it's a give back to students, where I talk about my entrepreneur journey, my innovator journey. I conduct academic sessions where I talk about big data, blockchain. I try to tell students how exactly they find out something known as their inner potential and all of that. So even my company, Wall Street Strategies, it basically conducts internship programs for these universities in India and in UK, wherein we train the students in multiple fields like marketing and technology. Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty wild journey that you are on. So here you are, you make your transition from Oman all the way to the UK. You're building your technology company. You're building it sounds like almost as though you're a venture capitalist that just got really good at technology. And so you use your technology component to kind of help fund your VC side. Is that kind of how you ended up doing things now? Because it sounds like that to me.
Yeah. So basically, it's the goodwill and it's the trust that I built over time by educating all my the network that I could. So I basically was sharing knowledge with them. I was educating them in different fields, and they saw that that I'm able to add a lot of value and I'm able to deliver. I'm able to give results to them, and that's how my network actually invested with me. And I would give the credit to my brother, because I still remember back in 2018 when I had to 2017 when I actually wanted to start Wall Street Strategies. I actually borrowed like 12 grand from him, which was his deposit. Money which he had saved as a fixed deposit. I had to break that deposit, and I had to take it to start. But yes, like the rich dad, poor dad concept, you need 3 things to basically succeed in life. One is a very high risk appetite, because a very high risk appetite can actually give you very high returns as well. You need to be very good in communication skills, which I do most of the time. So I'm really good with that. And the third thing is, when you take a high risk, you actually will come across like very big obstacles, and you really need the confidence to stand up and face all those obstacles.
I like that. I love those 3 points: the high risk appetite, communication strategy that actually speaks to it, and then the drive to get over those high risk opportunities. Those are really good. So let's shift it a little bit. Let's get into the competition side. Yeah. So we've got a little, background on kind of how you got here. Now, how did you start scaling? How did you start growing? Like, what kind of clients were you able to work with? And I'm no boo-boo the fool, no dummy. I know some of your clients have been very big. So why don't you just talk about some of those clients and how you kind of got into that network with them?
Yeah, right. So one very big pain point of clients was that they basically had to outsource part of their like marketing to one service provider, and then outsource another the tech to another service provider, maybe the operations to some other service provider. Now, what I did is I went up to them and I said that I can provide everything under one roof. Now,
Who was
that's
the
when
client?
so this was again a client by the name Harun. Yeah. So he basically was my client, but now he's my partner. So he was one person who actually really loved all that I was doing, and he told me that it's really nice that there is someone like you in the market. And he came up to me. And he just, I onboarded him, and that was one of my privileged client partner, and a person who I work with right now, and we've come up with a company called Space Is. Right. So because the whole experience of us brainstorming over ideas and coming up with the best solution in the DeFi space, that is what was very interesting. And I would like to even talk about spaces while I say that. Right. So now talking about crypto, there's been a bit of a transition here. Like initially we had just centralized cryptocurrencies, and later on we had smart contracts, we had decentralized currencies, then we had the decentralized finance projects, and then now it's the NFTs space, So with the DeFi, what we did is we came up with a concept known as a decentralized economic system. Now with the decentralized economic system, we just didn't want to be a DeFi token which is all about staking and holding and giving APR or APY, and that boring model which most of them were following, with all due respect. But we wanted to come up with a solution wherein I had to basically solve a pain point in the market, address customer requirements, customer pain points, disrupt existing products, business or companies, come up with a solution that actually solves those pain points while it adds to the UK economy. And this basis concept with the decentralized economic system that we came up with actually met all of that criteria, because it actually solved a very big pain point. Now, what exactly we solved with this decentralized economic system is that we chose 4 sectors. One is the property sector, one is the property maintenance sector, one is the food delivery sector, and one is the cab booking space. Now, we named them as rent spaces, fixed spaces, eat spaces, and ride spaces. Now, why we chose these sectors is that there's a lot of economic transactions happening on a day-to-day basis with these 4 applications, or 4 sectors, I would say. Now, a very big pain point of all the customers and all the property owners or restaurant owners, cab drivers, was that, all these tech giants and fintech applications, they basically charge commission fees from restaurant owners and property owners and handymen and cab drivers, and they don't really compensate them or what they deserve. And on the other hand, you have users who are charged like service fee and delivery fee and all those fees. Now, what we came up with a decentralized economic system where we have all the 4 applications running on their own. And what we proposed is that we would have a commission-free and a service fee-free application in these 4 sectors. Now, you might wonder, what if you create these applications and you have everything for free, how would you make money? So we didn't want to, like I said, we wanted to disrupt the DeFi space, right? So for disrupting the DeFi space, we offered these 4 applications so that users and restaurant owners and property owners, etc., they could come on these 4 applications individually. They could use our services for free. And what we would do is, we would also reward them with our token, which is known as the SPIZ token. Now, the SPIZ token is basically a token that is rewarded similar to the concept of mining, in where you mine Bitcoin, here you need to do an economic transaction and earn a token. Now, again, how would the token generate value? Is it just by listing on exchanges like KuCoin or Binance or Gate.io or Crypto.com? No, that's not how exactly we would monetize. What we intend to do is, we have solved two big pain points by removing the fee and also rewarding them with a token by bringing in the concept of mining here. Now, we consider all the users and all the owners as our stakeholders, and we want to reward them with this token. In the first year, let's say we have 10,000 users and we distribute 10,000 tokens, right? For each economic activity. Now, if there is one user who performs only one economic activity, then he will receive one Spaces token. Down the line, 5 years, when there are like 100 million users or 10 million, 20 million users, whatever the number is, what will happen is, for each economic activity, the user will not receive one Spaces token, but he might receive 0.0001 Spaces token. The reason is because when the user base increases, when the stakeholders increase, when the economic activities increase, when the economic transactions are increasing on all these 4 applications, that's when the value of the token holders actually holding our token, that would give a value to the token. So our token is basically backed by the economic activities that happen on our applications. And we have the Spaces wallet, which we plan on launching for the June 11th event, probably in a Samsung showroom or the ARC showroom. But there we want to launch our wallet, because all the stakeholders who would use our applications, all our 4 respective applications, and get rewarded with this token, they can actually cash it out, or they can probably hold it in the Spaces wallet. Now, the Spaces wallet obviously will have features at a later point of time, like staking and holding and all of that, which we've developed as a demo. But the main reason behind creating this DeFi, decentralized economic system, was that we create a utility and a system for our business, which will add value to customers and to other owners in the ecosystem as stakeholders. So this was a model where we actually solved a major problem. We addressed customer pain points. We added a lot of value. We disrupted the existing businesses, and we created a system for the business, so that in the long run, it's a sustainable business, and the value comes only by utility and not by pump dump activities.
Well, yeah, I'm a big fan of no pump and dump. So the Rent Spaces app allows you to actually, I guess it'd almost be like if you're a property owner, you can rent your you can rent out your so it's similar to other applications out there that allow people to kind of say, hey, if you want to make a couple extra bucks renting your loft or your flat out for the weekend, here's an opportunity to do that. And then this is then also rewarding you with a cryptocurrency to then exchange. So that's actually pretty cool. Now, I want to rewind back to kind of, because you went to crypto, but I like to talk about that competition component on how you're scaling up. And so, I've got some little birdies that tell me that you are involved in a couple other projects as well, Kaleidoscope and Vivi. Can you tell me a little bit about how you've worked with those 2 organizations? Right. So back in 2017, I got introduced to David, and David had this secure wallet. And again, to be very clear that we are not actually partnered or with Vivi. We are actually working out something with Ecomi, which we can disclose once they're comfortable with doing the PR. So we just have we are just waiting for them to. We have given them all the information, and they are reviewing it, and they will get back to us. However, the story and the journey with David was really amazing, because he was an inspiration to all that I've been doing in the NFT space. Basically, now he started off with a secure wallet, and that secure wallet was in the year 2018, which he came up with.
He did sell quite a lot back in 2018, and he actually even launched the OMI token in 2019. And he had this. I met him in 2019 in London, where he came up with this Benji card. Now, this Benji card was again. It was again like a challenger bank he launched in US. It was doing really good, but then he had to strategize and come up with the VV collectibles that he was working on at that point of time, because he thought that there is more scope in VV collectibles, because he got Alfred Kane and all these other big players like Marvel, DC, and Disney, and all the big brands you can think of. And I was really very excited, and we did work with David for quite a lot, because he had quite some work out there. So, and we as a studio were into animation, we were into 3D modeling, we were into augmented reality and all of that. So he outsourced some of his work to us, and we were really happy to build some of the things for Ecomi's product. And apart from just doing that, I went I just went like a wild boar, spreading OMI token and its utility in 2019 and 18 and 20 to all my friends in Middle East and India and in the UK. And I don't know how much I actually contributed, but I gave all I could do. And and then David is a very, like, he's really a very good friend of mine, because he's always been there for me whenever I needed. I did trust him for what he was doing. He really loves what we are doing with my game Epico Regal, because what we have done is we have put AR collectibles, we have put cinematic comics, and we have put a strategy game all in one single application as an entertainment app. Now, the reason behind doing that is that, let's say you buy Batman or Superman as a small child, and then at some point you watch their movies and animations and comics, and maybe at one point you wanted to play it on PC or Xbox, or you just wanted to play the same characters that you've been collecting in your childhood physically. What we did is we put all that digitally into one single application. And again, we have our token by the name Epico, which we are launching on our Epico marketplace, just like OpenSea. So it's all good to go, and we would be doing the launch. We have something big coming up on the 22nd of February, which we are announcing even in our community. We have like Emerald and Sapphire passes for the June 11th event, and for this event I have invited Polygon, which is again a very big partner. I've invited David and Dan from Ecomi to come as well. Hopefully they come, and there are no restrictions of COVID. I think it's all sorted now. Then obviously we have Caloscope. Caloscope, again, a social media metaverse, an amazing project I really got associated with. I'm really looking forward to scaling with Caloscope, and probably having an interview where someone questions me that, are you really with Caloscope as well or not? And creating a tweet on that, or people asking me more information about Caloscope and my journey with Caloscope, maybe in 2023. Because I really believe in the project where you have these NFTs. Basically as basically created for sustainability, and they are associated with the World Economic Forum. And again, they have their own spaces, they have their own avatars, and their white paper is also going to be, it's almost ready, and they're going to launch their website and white paper as well, and probably we would do it at the same time. And they have done really well with their passes. Again, they are privileged partners. Again, Polygon is something that I would definitely want to talk about, because that's a very big legit cryptocurrency or a blockchain, just like Ethereum, wherein you have layer 2 and which reduces the gas fee. So Polygon again is our privileged partner. They have been supporting us since our game launch, and they have also introduced us to the Indian Gaming Guild, wherein we basically have we would be running our competitions and contests, and we have a great utility for our token. Because what I've seen in the NFT space is that, okay, you do have these bored apes and bears and thugs and punks and all of that. I'm really happy that people are making money, and they are working on their project. But then with my token and with my NFT, we basically wanted to have like a utility. Now, by the utility, I mean those who would buy our NFTs, our NFT passes, they would not only just get access to our to the event, but also to the metaverse of the event that we will be creating. So they can actually participate in it virtually. If they're not in the UK, they would be rewarded with, they would get gems, they would get gold, they would get crackers, they would get quite a lot of assets inside the game, and they would get augmented reality collectibles. So basically, they buy our passes, and they have all these utilities along with the pass. So it's not just like getting a pass and creating a floor price wherein you want someone else to come and buy it off and you make money. It's basically what we believe is that if we are giving something to our user base or to our community, then it should have value to it, and it should be sustainable as at the same point. Yeah. So
well, I'm a diamond pass holder for the Caloscope. So
Caloscope,
the Caloscope. So I will say that I've got that one. So nothing here is financial advice, people. So just remember, I'm speaking as myself, but I do have one, and one of the reasons why I got it is because, listen, I'm a big believer in fundamentals of business. And one of the things that I say fundamentally in business is you follow the track record of those who have been working on different projects, those that have been working within different communities, and to understand that these people are trusted in their field. And so if they're trusted in the field, then we need to keep an eye out on them to ensure that they are honoring what they've said they were going to do. And so your projects are honoring what you say you're going to do at this time. I don't ever paint anything with a wide brush but at least at this time, they're doing what they're honoring. How do you see this market taking shape over the next 5 years? I mean, and when I say this market, it's you are not only launching projects, but you're also backing projects. And so you're paying a dichotomy of two things at once. And it's a fair balance between being a venture capitalist and being a builder of projects. And how are you kind of maintaining the two worlds?
So basically, as the CEO of like the three companies that I am in, I have to basically work on weekends or Valentine's Day as well, because at the end of the day, my vision is very important for me. Yeah, and I believe at this point of time in my life, I have all the energy and all the enthusiasm, and I can travel, I can fly. I've even been stopped at the immigration once because I had only one page in my passport, and I was told that I have to renew my passport if I need to travel again. So I'm very passionate about traveling, reading, interacting, finding, researching, basically, researching what the next step would be. Like I said, I'm not creating models wherein, I just want to go and sell something and make money. I'm creating models wherein it would be sustainable. And as the utility and the usability of my system, of my business, of my products increase, only then will I get the value. I wouldn't get the value otherwise, So that's my way of looking at it. And there's a very interesting concept that I would like to bring about, which is which goes by the name Stakeholder Capitalism. So so the difference between shareholders and stakeholders is that shareholders, they actually invest and they wait for the company to grow, and then they try to cash out, right? They could lose out as well. But as a shareholder, what you intend to do is you be part of the company, you work with the company, you grow along with the company, and only with your efforts will the company also grow, and will it be a win-win situation. So this is a very interesting concept, and as even if you're talking in terms of a venture capitalist and all of that, I would say that for any idea to work, right, It's not about how much money you hold in your account. It's not about what access you have to funds. You actually need a no-brainer idea in the first place, and after that there are like a good amount of parameters and criteria that you need to make that idea work. Now you will need you'll need a proper executor. So if I'm investing into something, and if I'm not able to have the right executor to streamline all my vision, then again it will become a roadblock. Now talking about the team is really very important, because a passionate team is what is going to help you to scale your company. You actually go out there and you present what your team is working behind, and then you showcase that to the world and say that, yes, this is what we have built together as a team, and this is what we are going to do, right? Now back in 2018, I had like a very I would call it even a pathetic app, because we were just exploring in the gaming space. Yeah, and I wasn't willing to play my own game. But now you can see how we've actually evolved that game into something even I couldn't imagine of. If you just check out my comics trailer, to be very honest, I'm not bragging, but then when my team sent it, obviously I told them what I need. But when they sent it, I thought they're sending me some trailer of maybe like Eternals or something like that. And when I saw it, I was like, no, these are my characters. I mean, wow, this is our trailer. And then I just called them and like, how did you guys like achieve this quality? This is really amazing. And they're like, yeah, this was just a surprise for the new year as a good start. And, I was really impressed. I was like, that is what I'm talking about, passion here. They were so passionate that they deliver the best. And honestly speaking, even the clients that are onboarded with us, everyone actually they look up to us, because we not only just deliver any kind of product, but we deliver a quality product, and we keep on iterating until they are satisfied and they are happy, and we do not let them go, because they need to be with us. We have a one-stop for everything, and in case there is a service which is out there in the market which you know of and you think I should have, I'm ready to onboard that service as well and put it into our bucket, because I really love providing these personalized services to those who are actually really serious and about their project or company. And yeah, so very quickly about the 7 points that I wanted to highlight is: one is the idea, then you need the executor, you need a passionate team, you need the right marketing strategies and tools. For me as a CEO, I have literally seen good 100 hours plus marketing videos to train my team for the marketing activities that they do. Now, again, apart from just marketing, you need to create your own brand. Now, creating brand awareness, again, needs a lot of effort, because while your team works, you need to go out there, run around, fly, meet, network, keep on presenting it to like 100 or 1,000 people, and then you have like 5 people saying, oh wow, that's amazing, let's discuss. So that's it. And you need the right environment whenever you're starting a business, whenever you're starting a product or a company. You need to have the right environment. You cannot stick around in your comfort zone. You cannot stick around in family. You cannot just stick around with your friends. You cannot stick around with people who are non-believers of you and your vision. You need to come out of that environment, separate yourself, and focus on making that work, because you're the one who's taken the high risk. You're the one who's going to take the hit if it doesn't work. You're the one who needs to find the solution. You need to step up and be confident for the high risk step that you have taken, and you need to be very good in communication, right? So the right environment and the right network is very, very important and very vital for any business, and very critical. These 7 steps are very critical. Some of them actually have this misconception that, okay, if I have money, I probably can build a $1 billion or $1 million business. If you get lucky, maybe you build it. I'm not saying it's not possible, but very honestly, because I'm sharing my journey, I just wanted to tell that there are factors for you that you need to focus on for building a business. So don't go out there with money, or don't just go out there with an idea. Don't just go out there with a bunch of your friends to say that I'm going to build a company or a product. That is not the right way to do it. However, if you know how to do it that way, that's well and good. But I'm just sharing my experience totally here on how I built it. So that's totally from my perspective of my viewpoint, basically.
You know, I think you brought up some great points there. And to be honest with you, one of the reasons why a lot of people oftentimes get stuck in their business practices is because they don't know what to do in business.
Yes.
They tend to go, well, I just need money. And one of the things is I've had to tell a lot of my friends in passing going, listen, I could get you the money. That's not the point. I can get you the money.
Yeah.
What do you do with the money? How do you put that into practice? What is this going to look like in 3 to 5 years?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that vision, or at least a path to success, no VC is going to care about what your project is. Like, oh, it looks great. It's like, well, that's wonderful. How are you going to scale this? Is it going to cost us $10,000 a chair? Is it going to cost $100,000 an NFT? Because if that's the case, no venture capitalist gets in. They're going, well, there's no money to be made.
Right.
You know,
right.
So how do you stay focused on a vision?
Firstly, you need to define your vision. Okay. And then you need to, whenever you feel low in life. So, obviously you're not going to be smiling 24 hours and because we're not robots, right? So taking into the human aspect, I agree that at some point, you might get weak or you might feel low or down. But at that point of time, you just write down your vision and why you started a particular business or a company or a product. You just go back and read those points for 10 times, you will feel good. Now, there was this friend of mine, again, talking about events and how people get misled. Yeah. So I went to this Tony Robbins event, for example, back in 2017. Now, again, I went to the event in 2020, right? Now that was good 3 years. And I've seen, over those 3 years, I actually networked with a lot of people and I actually built a business. Trust me, there are people there who come as platinum members or they come as gold or diamond members, and they just come there for the feel of it and to feel good for those 3-4 days and maybe for that 1 week. After that, they are again waiting for the next Tony Robbins event. Mm-hmm. Now, after 3 years, I was really shocked to see that even though he's sharing the same content, they are simply attending it every single year because they feel good and they don't know how to take that content which he shared and put it in their life, right? And then that's a very big, that's one very big, I would say it's a tragedy, because when you actually just do something temporarily, you cannot have a long-term vision or even a short-term mission, because you will simply, that will basically die out eventually, because you're not actually focused. You don't know, like even you said, if you don't know the path or the way how you need to succeed, or people think, okay, this person has done it in XYZ method, let me try XYZ method. No, that's not the way. You read about XYZ methods, find out a method which will work for you from that experience, right? We basically think that, okay, someone's done it, I can also do it. It's not like that. I can never become a Steve Jobs. Now, I cannot even become like Mark Zuckerberg, but I can become something much better than that, or in a different strategy, following a different strategy and following my own vision or my path, right? Now, Mark Zuckerberg cannot do. Now, when I reach that point, now I don't think he will be able to do what I did, because I have done it in my style. He has done it in his style. Everyone is unique in their own style, and everyone will shine at their own point. So there's no point in blaming or saying it will not work, losing confidence. Like I said, if you are into business, it's a very high risk game. It will give you good returns if you are consistent, if you believe in yourself, not 99.999%, but 100%. It has to be 100%. Right. So I've written some good quotes on Instagram, they're my own quotes. I've written a book as well, and I've put some of these interesting concepts and my own experience in that book, so that it will help millennials. And that's what I do at times when basically I have some free or leisure time, and there's a booking for a session with the university. I share all this experience, because what I faced is that there was no one to actually tell me step by step what to do. Obviously, you pay $2,000 and you go on to these events. They're not going to give you personal time. They're just going to share their experience and they walk off the stage. Now, if you're able to take that and if you're able to digest it and if you're able to implement it, that's what matters. I still remember this friend back in 2017 who came up to my student village and he said, I've been trying stuff. I've been pushing myself. I am still in the same place. Now he met me after like good 2.5 years. And, obviously I built a business by then. And I asked him like, what are you doing? He's like, it's the same, bro. I'm like, what do you mean it's the same? You've been with me. You've seen me do it. I had the belief that I will do it. And I've actually done it. And are you telling me that you didn't do anything? He's like, I tried, but it didn't work. It's not working. Okay. Can you give me some tips? Now I just simply gave him one tip. I told him that, see, whenever you believe in something, if you believe in it 100%, right, others will also start believing in it. And when one person believes in it, then there's 100% believing in it, then there's 1,000% believing in it. The chances of that particular idea, product, company to succeed becomes higher. However, at some point, there can be, a dip. Let's say COVID struck or there was some disaster or, you just went broke or bust, right? Even at that point, you as the founder or the CEO, right? You know the vision. You have to believe in it. It doesn't matter if the whole world doesn't believe, right? At some point, even my family stopped believing, but I never ever stopped believing in myself. I was like, no, I will stay in this battle because I have taken the step. I am confident it will work. And it has worked because just like a trading graph, you see, it goes up, it comes down. Now, when people start buying, it goes up. Yeah. When they start dumping, it will go down, but it will come up again, right? It's not going to disappear. It's not going to become zero. People fail to understand that. They think that, oh, I tried an idea. It didn't work. It went down. It's zero. It's not zero. It still exists even today in their heart. If they start believing in it, it will work. So I gave him this tip.
As they always say, the only time you truly lose is when you're out altogether, if you're no longer involved in something. And I think what you said is very poignant, is that a lot of people in trying to reach their goals kind of quit prematurely. They just give up. They're like, well, I tried and it didn't work. And it's like, well, hold on. What did you try? How long did you try it for? Did you just
do it in the right way? Did you do it in the right way is very important. You cannot do it in the way someone else is doing it and say it didn't work. That doesn't work. You need to come up with your own path. You can be somebody much bigger than Steve Jobs or Satya Nadella or Elon Musk. Yeah, you will shine at your time and you can be even much. You can like. For a very good example is like Ambani was in 5th position. Now, Shengpeng Zhao, he actually surpassed Ambani, right? Now, he just came, he did that in 3 years. Now, Ambani has been doing that for decades. So it's possible for you to get up that level if you do it in the right way, right?
I've always told people I'm very simplistic myself. I want very little at the end of the day. I'm the guy who says, and I've been the CEO of my own company before, and I founded several other businesses, and I've helped people out before become very successful. And I always tell people, I'm a 1%er. I will take 1% of what everyone else has. That's the type of guy I am. Let me pick up the pennies. Because guess what? If I pick up all the pennies, then guess what? I got more than the guy behind me. So I'm a 1%er. I will take 1% of everything that everyone else has. And that's one reason why I'm really big into new projects. I appreciate you for joining us today on this podcast. But one of the things I always like to do is I ask people, what are their big three? Now, one of the reasons why I ask this is that you, the guest, have to tell me what are 3 of the biggest cryptocurrencies or NFTs, because we're expanding it now. 3 of the crypto or NFT projects that you personally liked. I'm not asking for your business side, but that you personally like. And of those big 3, you cannot list Ethereum or Bitcoin. So you can list anything else. You just can't list those 2 specifically. No Ethereum or Bitcoin. So what are 3?
What about my coins, which I believe in the most?
Hey, if those are your big three, then you tell us your big three.
Okay, so the big three, I'll shout it out loud. One is SPIZ, which is in the DeFi space. Then we have EPIKO, which is Epico in the NFT space. And then you have UP, which is a token in the social media edtech space that we are creating and launching this year. So these are the big three, and they will probably be combined $1 trillion worth very soon in let's say in 2023.
Well, all right. Listen, if those are your big three, I support it. I support that your vision is bigger than any naysayers out there. And Venkatesh, thank you so much for humbly joining me, my friend. And for everyone at home that is currently watching it, thank you for joining me again here on the Big Three Me podcast, powered by G Media. And if someone hasn't told you they love you today, remember that I just did. Have a great day and an even better tomorrow.